Few and the Zags will open up against the winner of Fairleigh Dickinson and Prairie View. Mark, how would you describe your thoughts as you waited to see if you would indeed be a #1 seed and how much it mattered to you?
Well, first of all, after listening to that last interview, I think we need to probably set the record straight. Calipari has no shot in Alaska, okay? I go up there fishing all the time. He couldn't last an hour in Alaska, okay? He and I are very good friends. He has no shot in Alaska. He's a heck of a coach, no chance, okay?
How would you would
got to
last just
battle
fine
the
in Alaska.
elements up there. Oh, I'm up there all the time. I love Alaska.
One
I go up
versus
there a couple
16.
times a year, but he has. Yeah. No, 1 versus 32. 1 versus 32. Hey, in regards to the seeding, gosh, I thought there were 7 or 8 teams that I watched all year that, were definitely worthy of being on that top line, and depending on what time you watched them during the year. I mean, there were times when we were playing unbelievable, and obviously we ended the year, our last game, we weren't very good. But, same with the other teams. I mean, it was interesting that we ended up playing several of the teams that were kind of under consideration when you look at Duke and Carolina and Tennessee. And we even scrimmaged Michigan State. How about that, in Minneapolis back at the start of the season?
Well, maybe that's why they didn't make Michigan State the 2 then, because they knew you'd already played. They didn't want the rematch. Hey, Dick Vitale has a question for you now. Dick, go ahead.
Mark, I had your games out there in Vegas, and obviously my question is, everybody, you've heard people critique the fact
you did.
that
You used to be a good luck charm, and now I'm afraid.
I'll tell you this. How did the team react in practice after losing that game to St. Mary's?
Great question. Hey, they were very upset and focused and kind of ready to get back to playing pretty much the way we'd played all year. And hey, St. Mary's did a great job. You watch these conference tournaments over this last weekend. Man, you play some of these teams that are desperate and playing for their lives. You got to match their energy, enthusiasm, focus, plan, and all that. And we did not do a great job of that. And St. Mary's deserves a lot of credit for that. And Randy did a really, really nice job with his team this year.
Yeah, and you're gracious, and rightfully so. But to what do you attribute the way your team played in that uncharacteristic fashion in that game?
We turned the ball over, kind of in some interesting ways that we haven't really done all year. I think we missed some shots that we've maybe been making all year, and then as that began to kind of to build a little bit, we very uncharacteristically made some kind of scouting report errors and how we were guarding certain people or how we were guarding ball screens. So all of that added up, and probably more so than that, I thought St. Mary's was the more kind of physical team that played with more energy. So, hey, we're going to have to play a lot better than we played, the last time out in this first game if we want to move on.
Few, Tillie's a terrific player, and you have him back. But how does that impact your substitution pattern? Clark and Rui are so dynamic together in terms of their athleticism, the pressure they put on the defense. Tillie's more of a guy that can stretch the defense. Has that kind of impacted how you have to manage the game and how you're going to substitute your substitution pattern?
Nah, but it's helped, Seth. It's really helped. I mean, I would say, we were all analyzing all these injuries that have been, dealing with a bunch of these great teams. I mean, not having Tillie and Crandall during that stretch, through Maui in December, they're 2 really, really good players. Tillie's is, that. I mean, he's so much more than a three-point shooter. He's got an exceptional feel for the game, and as he gets his legs back, he's kind of a bouncy defender inside. And so, I mean, he really, really helps in a bunch of ways that obviously three-point shooting is one of them. And then Gino helps in that he kind of changes the pace of how we play when we bring him in for Perk, and we can even slide Perk over to the 2 spot, and just gives us some more depth that we just didn't have in December, and it really truly helps us. And again, in Tillie's case, it's just great to see because he's had a really, really frustrating year.
Mark, Calipari couldn't make it in Alaska. Could he make it in Montana at a 5-star resort for a weekend?
Excellent question, Jay. Only if he didn't have to go outside. He was able to just go to the spa and the restaurants and things like that.
Mark, best of luck to you. We appreciate you joining us on Bracketology. Good luck in the NCAA tournament.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, guys.